Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the VoidLine. I'm your host, Ryan. We're getting down to business today. I know last time we did a big intro. I'm not going to drag you guys down into the void like I did last time. I want you guys to drag yourselves into the void. That's why we're here. I want to hear your voices. I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear your bullshit. I want to hear it all. Good, bad, boring, mundane, try me. Let's see how good and how terrible things can get. And we kind of already know that based on what we do every day. You know, we've got our opinions on whether or not we want to go outside past a certain time of day. Seems like things just get a little weird. Trouble brews at certain hours, it seems. Violent crime's always kind of on a clock. So it's interesting. No rest for the wicked, right? As they say. And like I said before, I got a really cool on-air sign that I got years ago from the wife, and I need to find a new spot for it because I really want to put it on display better. I had it above the door, but the problem is you can't see it. I got my, fancy schmancy drapery, and I'm glad I did that. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm glad I put that shit on rollers and I can move it around because that makes it so much easier. When I first started doing this years ago, I was putting that shit up with poles every day and thought about tying a rope on one of them one time. I swear to God, I was done. Sometimes it's just like production and setup. You want to find the best and easiest and fastest way to get it done. And that will always keep changing, which is going to be awesome because I don't think it's ever going to be fast enough for professionals. Just in the sense of being creative types, we're never satisfied. We've got a weird, like just like that internal clock thing. We've all got a clock of our expectations. And I'm kind of pivoting a little. I did say I wasn't going to intro a little, but this is what happens. You have a little morning toke. You get a little, you get a little pregame. Sometimes my expectations put me in a void, put me in a hole. And I have to recognize that that's my own doing, not the person who I'm assuming is making me feel that way. And that, once again, is known as imposter syndrome. Call back to my old podcast with Danny, Tales from the Head. We spent a lot of weeks talking about imposter syndrome, and even after doing a podcast for 1.5 years with him, I'm still battling it every day. Like we got to learn what voices are right and what voices are wrong. And in fact, I have one of the books. Here we go. Depression is a liar. I wasn't just making you guys wait for nothing. Yep, Depression is a Liar, by a memoir by Danny Baker. That book covers exactly what we're talking about. And you know what, guys? With all this eerie, spooky, why is it eerie? I'm setting the tone for that, but why are things eerie? Is it because we don't understand them? Is it because someone told us, like a wives' tale, that something is bad, and that's why we're demonized it as a society? I think that's interesting. I want to share something that I posted on the Reddit page. So if any of you guys are Reddit people, I know some of you are closet Redditors. I don't know people that admit it openly. I use Reddit for my sports news, and there's some cool pages. Like there's a really cool one called Psychonaut, which follows people's experiences with taking hallucinogenics, mostly psilocybin, from what I understand. But I don't think it's limited to. I think you can do acid, ketamine. Anyway, it's interesting if you want to kind of like go down kind of like a testimonial of what it's like to take certain substances. And it's interesting. It's really interesting if you want to broaden that part of your brain. If not, like I said, you can follow sports. There's every team, every professional team has their own subreddit, and it's kind of a good little web page hub for everything that's going on for that topic or show. So it's a good way to stay up to date with what we've got going on. I know some people aren't necessarily into social media, so this would be a form of it. Not quite as, some would say more toxic than Instagram and Facebook. I would say it depends on what you do. It is much easier to avoid comments on Reddit, which is usually the toxic stuff people are talking about with Facebook and Instagram. And it's hard for me to avoid comments on YouTube. It's hard for me to avoid comments on Instagram and Facebook. But I tend to, I'm kind of a strange guy, and I like to look into the comments. I do like to see what discussions are going on. Sometimes I'll leave quick, but there's other times where I'm almost more interested in that than the actual subject matter. So I look at them. But you can avoid them very easily, I think, with the way Reddit's laid out, because it's almost read out like a newspaper. It's like, okay, I can read the articles, but I don't need to read like people's opinions of the articles, which is Facebook and Instagram. It's very much more like your voice is so much more showcased. Like, whereas with Reddit, the post is the only voice that's really showcased. You don't need to click the comments button. Whereas with like Instagram and everything, that just shows up. YouTube highlights the comment, some of the comments without you even clicking on the description of the video now. So it's almost impossible to avoid people's opinions. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just find a way to file them away. There should be like a special area in our brain where we just say, okay, this is our criticism. I'm going to take this. I'm going to do something good with it, good or bad on the criticism. And then the criticism is just a waste of time now. File it away. I learned from it. File it away. Get it out of here. Dump the trash folder. We've got too much noise. We got too much skeletons of our mistakes. It's good to learn from things, but can't keep all that shit around like a fucking hoarder, you know? All right, with that going on, we're going to take a break from the eerie music. I got some, listen to this. What is that? This sounds like death. All right, anyway. I wanted to spice things up with a little background noise here and there. Give you guys a little ambience. What I'm thinking today is, let's just jive and dive, right? Just dive right in. All right, so I'm going to turn this music off because we're going to have ourselves a call. All right, here we go. I'm going to do my best to listen to this and not read it.
Hey, man, today I took a shit. Fuck, man, I'm having it all morning. I've been taking these diet pills, and I've been shitting so much for these diet pills. I do not know what to do. I can't eat. These diet pills just make me want to shit in the morning. I just need some help or some advice. Am I really fat? Do I really need to take these diet pills? Because I can't stand shitting anymore. Help me, please.
All right. Well, that sounds awfully familiar to our caller that was talking about their butt cheeks getting glued together. Seems like they've moved past the glue, which is nice. Sir, you know what you need? I myself can relate sometimes. Once again, this is good information, but I could have used more. Like, is this bloating? You can't stop shitting. Are these runny shits, diarrhea? What are we talking here? This is what people want to know. When they're driving to work, they want to hear what kind of poo you got, sir. But I can tell you right now, it sounds like you just keep shitting. So that's either diarrhea or just one of those very, I don't know. Maybe you just need to clean out the gut. Maybe you've been doing too many of those suppies and it's catching up with you. Thing is, I myself included, diet-wise, I'm a pig with a diet. I I tell people, and I do it. I intermittent fast, but it's only because I'm sleeping, and then I just tough it out for like 6-7 hours after I wake up. I think that's what intermittent fasting is, but I don't know. I can't honestly say. I know I could still eat better because there's days like last night I didn't eat late. Usually I eat late because I get back from jiu-jitsu around 8. I shower. It's 8:30. I'm going to eat. Well, the problem with that is now, I'm eating around 9, 10 o'clock every night. I go. That's late. And my days of staying up to 3 in the morning are kind of over. So, if I'm hitting the hay around 12:30, shit, eating at 10 is kind of rough. Especially when I'm eating like a fucking meal, dude. Like Al Capone meal. Not some like, I'm not eating asparagus and fish. Like I'm eating fucking full-on lasagna. And I'm stoned, so I'm adding fucking more shit to it, or I'm adding these side dishes. Dude, it's insane. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But I understand that it's causing this fucking traffic jam of hell on my stomach. Munchies are a problem. I've always had cravings though, but munchies put it on steroids, So anyway, caller, what I would recommend to you is, and to anyone who's lost track of what the voicemail was because of a long tangent I went on, he was just talking about shitting. He's shitting so much. He can't stop shitting. I mean, let's dive back into it a little bit. Let's see.
Hey, man, today I took a shit.
Okay.
Fuck, man, I haven't all morning. I've been taking these diet pills, and I've been shitting so much for these diet pills.
Okay, diet pills. Diet pills. So, that's the funny thing is I'm talking about an actual diet, and this caller is taking diet pills, which are making him shit. So, first rule of advice would be stop taking the diet pills. That's really easy. Caller, you just can't cheat. You just can't cheat. Certain things you can't cheat. You want to get the gastric bypass, the sleeve or whatever. It's not cheating, but it's a shortcut. And if you don't build those mental habits to maintain, you're going to go right back to where you were before within a few years. Diet pills, I don't see anything helping with that. Besides probably just damaging your organs and shit. Do people even take shit like that? Was that like Trim Spa and shit like that? Didn't fucking, what's her name? Anna Nicole Smith used to be a Trim Spa slogan person. Does anyone even remember who that is? I know my 50 plus crowd knows who the fuck I'm talking about. Man, I'm an old soul. So caller, diet pills causing your poop to come out of you like a freeway that's empty. Well, my advice to you is, once again, don't take those pills. Clearly, the side effect is chronic shit. Instead, enrich yourself with foods and nutrients at your local grocery store or farmer's market. As I could see here, the Brat diet, which is bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. Who the fuck eats like that? But apparently, when experiencing diarrhea, it's important to consume bland, easy digestible foods that can help firm up stools and replenish those lost fluids. So that actually makes sense. So this is a remedy. This isn't something you do every day. So whenever you get yourself in a position where you just feel like you're gonna blow it out like a backhoe, that doesn't even make sense. But you know what? You take the bananas, you get some rice, you get some applesauce and toast. That actually doesn't sound bad. That's kind of what I go to. I never really think of bananas, but potassium when you're dehydrated, that makes sense. The rice, because it soaks up all the everything in your stomach. So that's kind of like a pillow. Toast kind of does the same thing. But once again, gives you some carbs, so you got a little energy. And then the applesauce is all just pectin and fiber, which is good for stiffening up those certain areas that you need help with. Also, caller, avoid spicy, fatty, or dairy products. As we get older, we can all compare and contrast that IBS is a problem. You know, people want to say suicide's a problem. Listen, are you lactose intolerant? Sometimes suicide's a close second. But I will say, all joking aside, because, you know, when you talk about that, you should be joking. Yeah, I mean, these are very preventable, caller. I swear, you must be related or very, this might be the glue guy. We might have ourselves a chronic caller here. And it seems like it's always involving butts. A lot of butt stuff. I mean, okay, so last time, if it is the same person, they glued them together. This week, they can't keep them. It's almost like they should glue them together. Maybe the answer is he should just glue his ass cheeks back together. But it's not. I don't know if it's the same guy. I don't want to assume. I don't want to throw that guy under the bus. Man, I went on that whole rant about Reddit, and I didn't even mention the thing I was going to mention. So to go back to Reddit, I made a post that said, I feel like I have frequent deja vu as of lately. Sometimes people, sometimes just vibes during interactions. What do you guys think about that? I think it's kind of weird. I think it's probably happened my whole life, but there's times when I'm like, okay, you know, what is deja vu, right? Is it like literally just us being stupid, or is it really a glitch in, you know, our reality or perceived reality, right? Excuse me. To anyone who's seen The Matrix, our perceived reality, that's kind of deep. That's a little too deep sometimes. For a lot of people, that's too deep. For myself, I don't know. I think it's important to make sure that we know how deep we can go, how deep we can take ourselves. Because if we don't know, then we're going to drown. And we're not going to even know what drowning is until it's too late. That's pretty scary. You know, coffee and weed are a weird mix in the morning. I gotta say though, like, as of late, man, my allergies have been gnarly. I mean, gnarly. And I've never had allergies as a kid. As a young adult, I've never really had a problem. But now it's just like, fucking A, dude. I took an allergy pill yesterday because my wife has allergies. So she goes, oh, I'll give you one of the allergy pills. I take one. This is why I either abuse this shit or I don't take it at all. Because it just doesn't work. I didn't feel shit. I wasn't decongested. The shit was pouring out of me still. I was sneezing like crazy. It did nothing. And then I realized if I stopped shoving my finger up my nose to pick boogers, maybe I wouldn't sneeze so much. I think the wife's been trying to tell me to stop doing that for a while. But I love it so much. No, it's just crazy, though. I don't know why I've been sneezing so much. It's fucking nuts. And then, like, the weird thing is everyone else will have allergies like a week, last week, 2 weeks ago. I was fine. But I've been feeling off for like 2 months. It's different, too. It's always phlegm, but for a while the phlegm was in the throat. And now I've got this thing up here in the nose area. It's fine. It's life. That's what all the people say. Today's April 2nd. And I always try and be cute, come up with little things to talk about for the day we're doing things. But is it a cute day? Is it cute? Is it cute that in 1917 we entered a World War I? Is that cute? Is that cute to you? I wasn't even going to bring that one up because it was kind of like, who wants to share that? I was going to bring up that it's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, bitch. I love peanut butter and I love jelly. What's your go-tos, though? Because I like peanut butter. And yeah, you can't go wrong with grape. I grew up with grape, so now I'm kind of over grape. I'll do it. But it's never really my first choice just because I had it so much as a kid. My favorite right now is... Right now, Costco has the strawberry jelly that's like all natural. It's fucking delicious. I also like raspberry preserves. So I like the raspberry, I like the strawberry, and I like orange. You can get a good orange. That is fucking delicious. Especially if you take the orange and mix it with the strawberry on the toast. Woo, with some butter. That is worth the heart attack. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess we could not wrap up, but I guess we could talk about the day as in, did anyone get duped yesterday? Because I'm going to tell you right now, usually I get duped, not necessarily personally. Someone will reach out to me and do it, but there'll be a tabloid or some form of news article that I'll read and I'll fall for it, right? I didn't really get that yesterday. Funny enough, yesterday, and I didn't even check my sources today. It was around, 9 o'clock last night? Val Kilmer, they announced he died, and I was like, did he really, though? Like, all day there wasn't shit, you know? The only other thing I saw was, Aaron Rodgers announced his retirement. I'm like, also, believable. Like, isn't April Fool's supposed to be like, what? I can't believe that happened. And then you find out, it didn't. I could totally see Aaron Rodgers retiring. But I shouldn't say that because he knows Joe Flacco didn't retire. Or no, he did, and he came out of it. But Joe Flacco had a market, and he's still playing. So Rodgers has a market. It's getting kind of rough and old for him, but there's still teams that'll pick him up. And he might be a serviceable backup. He's just getting up there. Because you really, it's nice to, that's why it's nice to have a backup that can play or be a little younger. Anyway, yeah, I didn't get duped at all. I was really hoping something was going to happen, and I got nothing. So Val Kilmer died, and I'm guessing the joke was Aaron Rodgers. That's kind of annoying. If any of my fellow listeners out there are into some weird stuff, another subreddit that's really cool is Unexplained. It's kind of like X-Files meets... that's pretty much it. It's kind of like an X-Files-y kind of subreddit community. The cool thing, too, is there's a whole list on the right that gives you topics. So, deja vu. There we go. Let's click on it. Yeah, deja vu. Let's see. Let's read this person. So this one goes, I keep having deja vu moments. They're becoming more frequent, and it's starting to frighten me. What's wrong with me? The most odd and random occurrences, conversations multiple times, a scene somewhere, introductions multiple times, first times at places. There's nothing special about any of these instances. Normal conversations, interactions, etc. No notable mentions, nothing that made them unique or stand out. But in each of these moments, I remember it like it was the second time it happened. The last happened 3 days ago when a group of us were discussing details of the following day. And as soon as my boss started speaking, it clicked. I remembered what he'd said exactly as he said it, even down to his tone changes. Here's the other thing. I only remember that part, not any other part of the conversation, just that part. It's the same way every time it happens. The moment is so fast to happen. I have zero context, just snippets of random moments. What does this mean? Am I okay? Well, I don't know if you are, but I also don't know if you aren't. Because to me, to go deeper into what this person said, I don't know. Because for me, sometimes it's vibe. Sometimes it's vibe, and I don't always have an explanation. Like, because this person who posted this had a very specific instance, very specific feeling and information. Sometimes I'll just be driving around and I'll look or I'll smell something and I get it. So it's not always, to me, it's not always coming at the same. I mean, this person explains it too. It's not always the same way. But it is very interesting, especially when you can look at stuff from other people's perspectives. So that's really cool. That's why I like going on here, because you just get everything. You got haunted house, hauntings, near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences. Let's do another weird one. Let's do personal experience. Personal experience might be cool, but near-death sounds a little more exciting. Let's do personal, because near-death might be a lot of fake ones out there. These aren't that scary. There's one called the blinking oven, and the light's just blinking. Dude, just fix the fucking wiring. Call an electrician. You're probably fine. But see, I like doing this stuff, and I joke it's like there's an explanation, but that's exactly what I would do to make myself feel less spooked. It's my defense mechanism for sure. Like when I walk through those house walkthroughs and stuff, I'm cracking jokes and I'm trying to laugh the whole time because I'm terrified. Now that approach does not work with heights. Somehow I can't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go climb up there, haha, and then while I'm climbing, no, that doesn't work. Actually, I've never tried it though. Maybe I'm onto something. All right, well, I think we're on to the next level of caller. So, caller, let's hear from you.
Hello? Last night I had a prostitute, and this morning I pee her. It burns fire. Please help.
Wow. So there's so much to unwrap with this. Turn the ominous music back on. Prostitutes. The final frontier. Some of them come in sorts that look welcoming. But guess what isn't welcoming? The fact that your pee looks like the eye of Sauron when it's spitting that hot magma that we call chlamydia, because you made a poor life choice, sir. Caller, I'm not here to judge, but throughout our culture for the last 80 to 100 plus years, we've been, let's say 150 now. It's pretty well known that if you sleep with a prostitute, fair chance you're going to contract some sort of STD disease or some sort of blood problem, right? Just doesn't seem like a good idea. But at the same time, I'm really thinking that this person needed companionship. And sometimes you just need that human-to-human connection. And let's be real. You're not in a social situation or circle where you can talk to people that are respectable. So you have to pay people in this dark void of sex to give you some, and who knows, he didn't say he did anything with the prostitute. We're missing details again. People, we're learning. We're all learning here. I'm learning how to coach through this. I'm learning how to guide myself as well as you guys through this. And I got to say, when you leave a message, treat it like a police report. You know, give me some grit. Give me some dirt. I can't just pepper the steak. I need some salt. You know? We need to make this thing come together and taste like one perfect dish. Otherwise, I'm just putting lipstick on a pig here, you know? And in this case, I hope the pig wore lipstick. Yeah, dude, I mean, like, I'm not saying I want to hear everything that you did with the prostitute, but it would have been kind of cool to hear something. You know, I mean, you went as far. Also, to call him a prostitute. Does that sound like someone who uses a prostitute would say the word prostitute? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we have an narc on our hands. This could be an undercover. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know any spots, dude. So if you're trying to call me and come down on me, you're barking up the wrong tree, bro. But I will say, you could probably tell by driving around what they look like. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's just like, dude, your pee hurts, it burns fire, please help. Oh, man. I wish I could make that into a beat. Burns fire. Let's kind of hear it again. He kind of had a weird little, I don't want to say weird. I shouldn't be judging our callers like that, but he had a tone about him that was a little, let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Hello? 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 Last night I had a prostitute, and this morning I pee hurt. It burns fire. Please.
It sounds funny to me because it kind of sounds like it sounds like the caller is reading off like cards. And the person that's giving them the cards is slow to change the card. It burns hot fire. Like, it's like, why? If they're like the William Shatner dramatic pauses while your dick is on fire. And I will say thank you for taking time away from your fire dick to give us a call at the Void Line, because that to me is that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's people like this caller that keep us in business. It's people like this caller that keep the American dream alive. It's people like this caller that keep clinics in business. It's people like this caller that keep dental dams in business. I don't know. Would a prostitute use one? And it's basically a bag, right? I don't get it. I don't know how that works. Because from what I understand, it's for blowjobs? I don't know. It's all very fucking confusing. Everything's a blowjob nowadays anyway. You know, it's just... And not a good one. One with teeth. Yeah, the Friday kickoff show went really well. It was a good day. We had a lot of things to cover, and it was interesting. It was really the first time that I got on here and I was able to connect with everyone. And I'm enjoying this community. I'm enjoying helping people. I've been getting some emails, I've been getting some calls, and I'm hearing it. I'm hearing the community come together. I'm hearing the voices, and I'm scared too. I am. But we're going to get through this. Things are going to get better. They're going to lull. They're going to ebb. They're going to flow. They're going to get a little worse. They're going to get good. They're going to get joyous. There's going to be people calling me saying, I can't believe my baby just graduated high school. I'll be like, you know what? Time goes fast. And then right after that, someone's going to glue their dick to a doorknob. But you know what? The thing about that is it's all real. And this is what life is. It's a sequence of events that we assemble together, right? So there you go. Because when you're rolling back through that Rolodex, when you fall into that pit, you're not thinking about which happened first. You're just thinking about all the good moments. So let's keep making good moments, because you're going to want that movie to play a lot longer than you do want it to end. And with that being said, take care, call in, and don't be a stranger, because here at VoidLine, we care about your strange, and we implore it. So if you could do us a favor, give us a call at 408-634-8643. Once again, that's 408-634-8643, 24/7. We're here. I'm going to be doing some live episodes coming up soon. I'm a little gacked on coffee, so we're going to end it early today. But I want you to remember, the VoidLine is always listening.